Ultimately, it is a pattern of behaviors and decisions and worldviews that get somebody in the situation that they're in. And let's not play around with the nomenclature and how it's categorized
Yeah.
because where people wind up didn't happen overnight, good, bad, or otherwise. And it takes effort, it takes decisive action, decisions, and sacrifice a lot of the times to wind up in a better place than somebody once was prior. And if somebody doesn't want to do that work and they think that a shot, they think that a pill, they think that any magical little silver bullet is going to change their situation, that's tough.
Yes. Yeah. No. So, I mean, I have plenty of compassion, plenty of empathy, but I also want people to have that understanding of accountability, and acceptance, not just to blame something, because then we're just right back to where we started. Oh, is this? Oh, is it like, okay, if we want to have a really deep conversation, if anybody's listening to this or when they do, if they want to look at numbers and they want to look at, um, I would rather look at, give me all the people that died with COVID if they're vegan. That's the number I want to know. Don't talk to me about anything else, because we know that there's bad stuff in some of the meat. So, like, I would want to look at the people that died that are hunting their own meat,
Mhm.
and see how many people died from COVID that are eating their own meat that they've hunted. And I want to see the amount of vegans that have died from COVID. And then we can talk about COVID being that deadly, and like blaming that.
You're
Then we can look at those numbers more accurately.
You'll never get those numbers. You do
Never.
realize that.
Never, ever. So
That
that's
will
why
not
I
happen.
feel like I can just stand my ground and be like, I said what I said. Keep it easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say though that you're lacking empathy or you're lacking compassion for making an assertion that everyone must have personal responsibility in their life, because at the end of the day, if you don't have that, what do you have? If you don't have that, you have your finger pointed at everyone else. Do you point the finger at Sae'Von, who is in his house working on native assets, when I wreck my car going 95 miles an hour on 95? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
So why are we blaming this thing that is out here? But, potentially man-made. I could be. Could not be.
They already shown that. They already shown that it came from the lab and all that stuff. So
Regardless, where's your personal responsibility? I mean, I think that is a thread that is in everything that we've spoken about so far today. It is, first of all, the information is out there. We've talked about ubiquitous assimilation before. Miguel, I think you and I have chopped it up about that episode specifically. There's information everywhere. There's all kinds of stuff that we're taking in at all times. Stimuli everywhere. And if you want the answers, you can find them. They might not be right in front of your face. You might have to do a little bit of work. You might have to open up a book. You might have to talk to somebody that knows something. But the information's there. We can plead ignorance all day. Doesn't change the fact that we're acting like idiots as a collective.
And people forget that just because you have more information doesn't make you smarter. Like, it doesn't. MIT puts all of their classes online complimentary. So if you want an engineering or learn engineering in any standpoint or any kind of anything, you can do it. You're not going to get a degree, but that doesn't mean you can't learn. So, a lot of people, and that's, going back to what, Sae'Von was saying earlier about the general talking about the general information that we were talking about before, where disinformation, the misinformation, right? That all this is convoluted. It's just the devil's kind of sitting back, happy, like, you're going to have to make a choice. And the devil's so confident in the choices that people are going to go with compromising and what they think they already know, that they're not going to be willing to change their own body or to do something different to feel what those changes need to be like. Like, talking about diets again. I think it's really ridiculous that we have like thousands of different diets, all these different studies, but we've never been able to be like, hey, this is a pretty sound diet. Like, we knew we messed up with the food pyramid. And after that, we were just like, we know we fucked up, but we're not going to help with anything else. And just leave it and just let it be that. And then it was just this diet, eat this way. And then everybody now is like, this is what I eat. That's why I've never done one of those, like what I eat in a day, just because it's just like that doesn't really apply to everybody. But here we are. So to that notion, people are in the mode where they're being forced to become more aware. They're being forced to become more conscious of themselves because they have to try. They have to go through it. They can't take off of anybody else's feelings or anybody else's process and think that their process is going to go the exact same way. Like, no, you have to go through it. You and you alone. You can get help, but you got to go through it.